Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Back again, another Auburn commitment. This one coming from four-star safety Anquon Fegans in the 2025 cycle. And, we've talked to Anquon Fegans quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. And, where I'm going to start with this kid, just a ball-hawking safety that I think fits DJ Dirk and Charles Kelly in terms of what they want to do in the secondary exceptionally well. He excels as a single high, two high safety where he's just kind of reading the quarterback's eyes, seeing the football in the air, covering a lot of ground, attacking the football. Take a look at the numbers. 16 interceptions over the last two seasons at the high school level. Not only does Anquon Fegans have some elite physical traits in terms of the frame, in terms of the long speed, Anquon Fegans has one of the better instincts that you see at that safety position. He always just seems to be at the right place at the right time, making plays on the football. And we talk about Auburn continuing to close that gap in terms of the top of the SEC, game-changing plays that Anquon Fegans routinely comes up with. And those are the type of guys that you want in the back end of this Auburn defense, especially with how good this pass rush is going to be over the next couple of years. You're going to be wrecking a lot of havoc on opposing quarterbacks. You're going to have them be forcing the football down the field. You have a guy like Anquon Fegans who can just go up and make those kind of plays. A fascinating prospect, fired up to get into the film. Before we do it, as always, a massive, massive shout out to the Auburn fans. We've talked a ton of Auburn football on the recruiting trail over the last couple of days. The amount of support y'all continue to throw in the comment sections, that stuff, it means the world to the boys. We appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm sure we got a lot more commitments to come for Auburn from what it sounds like. But without further ado, let's get into Anquon Fegans. And again, I think it starts with just the ball-hawking safety that you love to see. 16 interceptions over the last 2 years, 24 pass breakups. He just finds the football. Now, two other things that kind of got me thinking about this Auburn class in 2025. One, I love how he pairs up with Auburn commit Eric Winters in terms of a safety duo that, really complement each other's skill sets. Where you look at Anquon Fegans, he is that premier free safety that's just kind of rangy in the deeper third, making plays on footballs. You look at Eric Winters, he's a little bit more of a physical safety that you can put in the box, give run support, do a lot of different things with in terms of Eric Winters being a front seven defender. So you talk about two safeties that just kind of complement what each other do well. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think secondly, you look at Derek Smith, a guy that we just talked about a couple hours ago, flipping his commitment from Alabama to Auburn. And Derek Smith is kind of viewed as either a safety or wide receiver at the next level. I think a lot of Auburn fans certainly agreed in the comment section. We would like to see Derek Smith play at the wide receiver spot during his Auburn career just because of how dynamic he is with the football in his hands. You land a guy like Anquon Fegans, that's kind of the role that Derek Smith would play if he were to be a defensive back. So I think this further kind of reinforces this idea that it looks like Derek Smith is going to play wide receiver for Auburn. Anquon Fegans coming in as your kind of rangy free safety. This makes a ton of sense. Not only a really good football player, but I think it makes a ton of sense in this 2025 cycle. I think Anquon Fegans, fits that premier rangy free safety that DJ Durkin and Charles Kelly are looking for. Fired up to get into the film. And you look at the film, and I think the first thing you see on the film is that his instincts are incredible. You talk about range, you talk about instincts. Playing that single high safety where he's just largely responsible for the whole deeper third. And he's just reading the quarterback's eyes and going up and making plays on footballs. Really, really good instincts. You see that football in the air, the ability to go from the hash to the sideline, go make plays on the football. Now playing a little bit more of a two high safety look where, again, very similar. One, you're going to see the range here. Anquon Fegans was playing on the opposite side of the field, and he just comes out of nowhere to come and make a play on the football. Again, not only the physical traits that you see with Anquon Fegans on the film, I think more importantly, it's the instincts. It's the ability to read the quarterback's eyes, understand what's going on in front of you and behind you, and then go just find the football. Anquon Fegans is brilliant at that. Again, you don't come up with 16 interceptions in 2 seasons by just getting lucky, by just the quarterback making mistakes and throwing you the football. You get 16 interceptions by putting yourself in the right spot routinely. That's exactly what Anquon Fegans does. I think this next rep is also really impressive too, where he's kind of coming up into the box and we saw the first 2 reps kind of playing in that deeper third. He's now going to have responsibility in that intermediate zone passing area. And Anquon Fegans kind of just baiting the quarterback here. He sees the quarterback roll out. He knows what's going on behind him. Really good feel. You talk about just instincts. He kind of knows that wide receiver's running that out behind him, feeling it out, reading the quarterback's eyes. And then you talk about just go be an athlete, go grab the football, vertical, length. I mean, he's just checking every single box that you want at the safety position. I think something else unique that you notice about Anquon Fegans is he'll play the boundary cornerback spot at times. And I don't think he's going to play cornerback at the college football level, but having that cornerback experience in terms of knowing how to operate in man coverage, that certainly helps. You look at DJ Durkin, he wants to bring pressure. If you're going to bring pressure, you're going to rely on your safeties to play man coverage. Anquon Fegans can play man coverage at a high level. You see a little bit of closing speed here, go up, play on the football. Again, I think Anquon Fegans can do a lot of different things. Again, you see him as a press man coverage cornerback. And what excites me the most is this kid probably could play boundary cornerback if he wants to. Now, I think you want to put him as a safety because, again, his ball hawking ability, that's where you want to put him. But having a cornerback that can come up and play man coverage while DJ Durkin is going to be sending some pressure. We need our safeties for this Auburn defense to be able to play man coverage. Anquon Fegans puts that on the film. You continue to roll through the film. Again, just right place, right time, making plays. This kid's a playmaker. He's a game changer. And I think having these kind of safeties that can make you those game-changing plays, it's absolutely massive. Again, you see closing speed, kind of the ability to take away throwing windows. Anquon Fegans certainly can do that, covering a lot of ground. I think this is another massive commitment for Auburn. They're trending for what seems to be a top 5 class in the country. Now, what I want to dig into is, how Eric Winters, Derek Smith play a role in this, where you look at Anquon Fegans and Eric Winters, I think you have your 2 safeties in this 2025 cycle, which allows you to take Derek Smith, one of the most electric players in this 2025 class, and play him on the offensive side of the football. Now, again, Derek Smith would be an exceptional defensive back too because of the athleticism. I think we all believe that he has the most impact as a wide receiver. So adding Anquon Fegans into the fold the same day that Derek Smith commits to Auburn as well, I think that kind of tells you what position Derek Smith is planning on playing and what position Anquon Fegans is obviously planning on playing. That's that free safety role. Another massive commitment for Auburn. Jared Smith committing August 3rd, hearing good things about him, hearing good things about off-ball linebacker Tyler Lockhart, who will dive back into the film. We talked about him committing to Auburn, then decommitting. Sounds like Auburn might be back in with that one as well. Auburn's rolling on the recruiting trail. Again, a historic last 72 hours for this program. We'll cut it there. Again, appreciate all the support you guys have shown the boys. It's been truly a blast for me. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.